Success is a goal that many people strive for in both their personal and professional lives. However, finding one's path to success can be a challenging task, especially when there are so many choices to make. Sometimes it can feel like we are lost in a sea of options, unsure about which direction to take. Now, imagine if I said to you that the key to success was as simple as eliminating the things that we do not want to do. In this video, I plan to explore how pinpointing our dislikes can help or aid us in prioritizing what's truly important and help us take a step in the right direction to build a future that better suits our needs. This not only includes financial success, but our overall well-being as well, enabling us to become valued members of society whilst also allowing us to enjoy a healthy work-life balance at the same time. If you're not sure where to begin with your long-term career goals, identifying what you don't like can be a great starting point. I also want to emphasize that what I'm talking about today is not about quitting your job because you don't like doing it. You will still need to put in the work to make this come to fruition. The point of this exercise is to identify things that don't align with your personal criteria and then find ways to improve them so that your day-to-day work life in general can be elevated and overall better. And remember that this is applicable to both your personal and professional life. I might just focus on the professional sense because it's a lot easier to narrow things down and be specific, because generally we work to live, we don't live to work. Therefore, we are doing something that we probably wouldn't do if we didn't have to. So let's say that you are currently unhappy in your job. Let's take a moment to reflect on the aspects that are causing you maybe some stress or potentially some dissatisfaction. It could be the work itself, company culture, the work environment, or potentially even outdated company policies. Working full-time as a graduate engineer at my very first job, I discovered very quickly that I do not like working the traditional 9-to-5 work week. I really wanted a condensed schedule that would grant me an additional day off each week to do things that I needed to get done in my personal life. To be completely honest, I'll throw this one in there as well. The commute was relatively unbearable as well. So I formed this idea that if I could stay longer each day because I had a condensed work week and I had to be on site for that, it would make the drive worth it, meaning the commute wouldn't be as bad if I didn't have to do it as often, as well as I thought, staying an extra couple of hours each day wouldn't be so bad. And if I could have that condensed work week, then I would get satisfaction in other elements of my personal life, and the work itself would potentially be more fulfilling. Where before starting at my current place of work, I was actually able to negotiate my working conditions, and lo and behold, I now have a much more fulfilling career with a very healthy work-life balance tacked onto that. I truly find my work highly satisfying and my work routine keeps me energized and productive. But I truly want to focus on the fact that a significant part of this is having working conditions that are ideal for me. For those who don't know, what I was able to negotiate at this new role was a 4-day condensed work week, and I now have the flexibility to work from home based on my in-office needs. Enough about me for a moment. Let's talk about some of the other things that people often don't like about their places of employment. They often include things like having to work long hours, lack of job security, low salary, potentially limited opportunities for growth and development, and often poor management and leadership. If you can think of any other important ones, please drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear what they are and what you find in your current workplaces that meet these criteria of things that you might not like. Then once you have identified these things that you do not want to do, the second step is then to seek opportunities that definitely align with things that you do want to do. For instance, if you're anything like me and you hate the traditional 9-to-5 and think, hey, I think I would rather have a condensed work week, I think I could make that work, find ways to incorporate that into your schedule. It may require some trade-offs, but realistically, if you can make your work life a little bit more enjoyable, the effort may truly be well worth it. Teachers are a really good example of this in Australia in particular. Until they become permanent employees, their work is often contract-based, which definitely limits their flexibility to take time off. One potential way to get around this would be to transition back into substitute teaching. Technically, this would provide them with a more flexible routine, which should, in theory, allow them to focus on other things that are important to them in their now newly found free time. The trade-off, however, would be that now they would have to travel to different schools and potentially adapt to different classrooms and sets of students, which definitely might be an adjustment. If they really wanted that flexibility, this may be something that would be worth considering. Likewise, this applies with your personal life as well. By identifying things you dislike, you can begin to explore opportunities that may align with your interests. And ultimately, this can lead you to discovering new passions and hobbies that you may not have otherwise considered. If you are someone who is lucky enough to implement these changes, make sure that you give them a fair go and actually take time to explore how they impact your routine, your flexibility, your mindset, your mental health, everything involved within, because a lot of the time I find people make rapid changes without actually understanding the full scope of what these changes may implement into your life for the better or the worse, depending on everyone's situation. Everyone is different. It's very hard to pinpoint specific examples. I'm just trying to talk to the topic of today, and it's something that I have incorporated in my life over time, and it took a long time for me to make sense of it. But now it's very, very easy, the path to follow to basically put yourself in the ideal situation. And just as a one-liner, there are various ways to explore these opportunities. You can apply for new jobs. It's something that I see a lot of people struggle with. You can do it. You can look at other options. They exist out there. Consider them. You can start a new project at home and potentially even take a class depending on whatever it is you're interested in doing. The important thing is to stay open-minded and adopt a nothing ventured, nothing gained attitude. Who knows what you might discover if you don't take the leap. By eliminating what you don't want to do, you can focus on what truly matters and hopefully find fulfillment. It all starts with taking the time to reflect on what you do not want to do, and then seeking the opportunities that do align with your preferences. And that is all I have for you today. So if you did enjoy today's video, if I made you think, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button down below. Actually, no, do it. Hit it hard. Hit it. Hit it. Tap it real quick. I'm gonna leave you there. I don't have anything else to talk about. So have a good day, have a good week. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.